What's up, everybody? This is your fantasy baseball podcast. Your boy, The Truth here. I got my boy, Big Ant, here with us. We talking about double starts. Yo, so what's up, Ant?
Going on, buddy? How you guys doing out there?
Oh, no, man. We got some quick hitters, man. We want to keep everybody, knowing what's going on around the fantasy baseball world and want to keep them up to date and keep them fresh, man. So let me go jump right into this, man. We got the top hitters so far this week, man. Hey, the number one overall pick, Aaron Judge, man, 29.5 points. We all know he's going to be a stud, man, but we all have our conspiracies about injuries with the number one pick. So I know you have him in our league. So, but he's off to a great start, man. He's doing good. 29.5 points. I know we're only about 7, maybe 6 games into the season, but that's a great start for him, man. Paul Goldschmidt, another guy, the first baseman. He's a higher pick, 28.9 points. Still doing pretty good. I mean, these guys are expected to be up top, man. These are a lot of big names. So Paul Goldschmidt, no surprise up there. Also, you got my boy Nolan Arenado with 26 points. I'm sorry. And he's been lighting it up too over there in St. Louis. Man, ever since he's been in St. Louis, he hasn't lost a beat ever since he left the Arizona Diamondbacks. So this guy's always been on the top of the third base charts. Yeah, and you got your boy Jose Ramirez up here with 25 fantasy points. I know you liked him a lot going into fantasy. Is he still? You think he's still producing pretty good for being the number 1 or 2 pick?
Yeah, I mean, it's early. It's real early. I mean, I can't really knock him too soon, but I think he'll come around. I mean, the lineup's a little slow so far.
Yeah, this guy really rips it off the ball, man, right off the bat. So I know
this weekend. So
yeah, so that's always good. I mean, being an A's fan, you never want to hear that from another team. But when I got a guy on my fantasy team and he's going up against the A's, I kind of like my odds there a little bit. The last guy I got for the top 5 hitters, I got Juan Soto, man. He kind of dipped a little bit in the draft, just a little bit, not too much, but I mean, 24.7 points. I mean, as expected,
I mean, with that batting order, man, to be honest, I expected a little more out of him. And surprisingly, you got Xander Bogaerts killing the ball for them. So, yeah, I mean, you never know. The bats around him might fly. He might be the odd man out, but so far he's doing his part.
Yeah. He's on top for real. I mean, the year before I think he was close to leading the league in home runs.
Yeah, he's mashing it real good.
Just a couple years ago. Is there anybody that stands out on this list that surprised, or it's pretty much solid?
I mean, Paul Goldschmidt's a little bit of a surprise for me, but I mean, he won the MVP last year, so it's not like a blowaway, like mind blowing thing. But I mean, you got both Cardinals in there, man. You got both sides of the diamond. So I mean, if you draft one or maybe even both, you're sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, I think it's as expected for me. I mean, it looks good. You expect Aaron Judge to be there. You expect Arenado to be there, and especially Jose Ramirez. So those are names we're going to see there pretty much a lot of the year. Those guys have their little funks, but they always come out of it and they always tear it up once they hit that hot streak. So yeah, that's all I got for pitchers, man. What we got? For hitters, I'm sorry. What do we got for pitchers?
Yeah, pitchers. I'm loving my pitchers so far. Sandy Alcantara down there in Florida. He's doing what he did last year with 39.97 points on the year. He's pretty much lights out. He is the guy in the fantasy baseball right now. Then you got Max Scherzer, who actually got rocked today, but we're not counting today yet. So he's got 35.31 points. Mad Max, he's pretty reliable overall, so I wouldn't take that loss today too hard. And they got Julio Urias, who actually thinks kind of a sleeper, because he's not really a big name you talk about when it comes to the main pitchers. He's usually a tier 2, maybe even a high tier 3 guy, but he's right there, 34.46. Framber Valdez, he's Mr. Automatic. He's giving you 6 innings every night at least. So that's not a surprise at all. 34.18. And then Garrett Cole, which is not very surprising. Sorry, he's one of the guys who you were hoping would be there, and he actually is after last year's horrible start. He's at 34.14 points. Yeah, overall, the names aren't too bad. I mean, they're pretty much who you would expect. Like I said, except for Julio Urias, who's making a name this year for himself so far. What about you? You got any? You're good, man. You got any surprises, or that's pretty good?
No, that's the one I was going to touch on right there, the Julio Urias. But he kind of, in the draft, I'm pretty sure he went later. I want to say, I don't want to mess it up too bad. I think he was 5'6", right? Maybe 6th round. I think he was going.
In our draft, probably 12-man drafts, he probably went fourth, third, fourth
Yeah.
round.
So he's pitching way better than expected just
Oh,
to
yeah,
start the
definitely.
season. I know it's really early. I know I mean anything can happen. You can have 2 bad weeks and he goes, right to that middle of the pack. But I mean he pitches for the Dodgers, man. So even if he has a bad game, he could potentially still come out and win that game even if he gives up 4 or 5 runs, right?
Yeah, I'm not really too worried about the run support there. Yeah, he can have a 3-run game and he'll still probably win 7-3, something like that. So
Yeah.
he got the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, yeah, man. So overall, man, it's looking good. Like you said, Max Scherzer, man, yeah, he did get kind of rocked. I know. I think I'm going against him, and I was actually happy when I saw him when I saw that
Yeah,
on the
hey,
scoreboard.
you're happy
Yeah,
anytime that happens.
you
He's good for 25 a night. So
you don't really see him get rocked too much like that. You
uh,
maybe one or two, maybe he's getting it out early, man. But he is getting kind of older, man. Do you see Max Scherzer, still going to be at the end of the season, still be one of the top, let's say, top 5 pitchers in the league?
that's a really good question. I'm gonna say no. But he'll be close. He'll definitely be in the top 10. I'm gonna say probably top 7 or 8. But that's a good question. And I'm gonna say no. We'll see how that goes though.
That's whoa, man. We're talking about Max Scherzer here. I know he's
Oh
getting
yeah,
older. I know he's not the same, Mad Max from back in the old day,
yeah,
but it's still him, man. Yeah, this guy he eats innings, he gets you points that way, and he can still strike a lot of people out, man. If you look at it, he got 14 strikeouts in the 2 games, not counting I think the game today. So
yeah,
I mean the K's are there. I mean the ERA is low at 2.8. I mean, 35 fantasy points. You can't ask for anything else from him right now. I know he got rocked, but for me, I still think he ends up in the top 5. I think he's number 5 though. I think he sneaks in there.
yeah.
Um, just
Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. But at the moment, I think there's a few pitchers that haven't yet taken off. So I think there's a few pitchers that could overcome his status and push him down a little bit down that tier.
Yeah, it's always good to play for the Mets too when you're pitching over there. So you got a little bit of help for him. All right, man. I want to talk about our double starts, man. Very very important to us in our head-to-head leagues. I know I got a couple that I'm going to talk about, and I know you got your own set, but I'm going to jump into mine. I know we talk about Baltimore a lot, and we kind of stay away from them. But I want to bring up Kyle Gibson. I think the last couple of Baltimore games I saw, man, that team is young. They look really hungry in the games I've been watching. And I think if Kyle Gibson can give him some great pitching, I think he could turn this double start into some great fantasy points for you next week. He's pitching against Oakland and he's pitching against the Chicago White Sox. And then the pitchers he's going against is JP Sears and Michael Kopech. Kopech's coming off a horrible outing. He just got shelled. So I
Yeah,
know his
it's ugly.
confidence is way down there right now. So I mean, if Kyle Gibson can just pitch his game. I mean, the last 3 games he's pitched, he's 2-0 with a 4.50 ERA in 12 innings. He's got 1 walk with 8 Ks. I mean, it's not bad. The numbers don't look too bad. I feel like if he could just give enough run support, get enough run support, I think he could be a solid double start in my eye. Next person I got, Nick Pravetta from the Boston. Okay, I like this one, but I don't like it because of how Boston's playing this season. Boston's playing just horrible. The runs aren't there. I don't know what it is. I mean, they got. I don't want to say they've. Boston's always had that. All those big names with bringing in the runs and stuff. It just maybe they're off to a slow start, but I like the matchups. He's going against Tampa Bay and he's going against the Los Angeles Angels. I don't like the second matchup with Reed Detmers because I have Reed Detmers, but the last game Reed pitched wasn't too good. I mean, he still got out of the game, but his pitch count was kind of high, so it kind of chased him out a little early. But he still pitched somewhat decent. And Josh Fleming in Tampa Bay, that guy got shelled last time, and I looked at his overall numbers, not too great as an overall pitcher. So the matchup is there. It's just if he could just put it all together, I think he could be serviceable, and get you maybe 30 points. I know it's not that good out of a double start. You want that 40, but I'll take a 30 over a 20 piece any day.
30 is not bad. I'll take 30 piece. I'll take a 30 piece.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and let you talk about your double starts. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. This week's double stars are tricky. To be honest with you, you got some. You got maybe some favorable teams, and you got some hard pitchers they're going up against. So you got some hard pitchers they're going up against, but the teams overall pretty favorable. But I'm going with Andrew Haney. new guy for the Texas Rangers. I think he is gonna step up and actually, he got paid, so I think he might actually, live up to that money. He's going up against Kansas City, and he's going up against Houston in Houston. Houston, don't let them fool you. They definitely match the ball, but I think Andrew Heaney, he's got the mechanics. He's got the tools to step up against the big boys. I think he'll do that. He'll surprise some people. Then I got who else we got on here? I got Kingdom Manieta. Not too people know about this guy because he didn't do anything last year. But in Minnesota so far, he's doing some pretty good things. He's going to begin Chicago, and then he's playing in New York, which might get real ugly. But like I said, he's got a hot ball right now. He's throwing it good, striking people out. So I'm gonna take my chances there in New York, and I'm gonna roll the double start there. Then my sleeper, which I'm really excited about, but they just brought him up, I believe, yesterday, is Grayson Rodriguez for the Baltimore Orioles, which we constantly on this podcast roast the Orioles. And man, I feel like it was just, yesterday we were talking about this team and just killing them and saying they got nothing good about them other than a couple batters. But now all of a sudden, hey, there's this young guy, Grayson Rodriguez, double start. He's going up against, let me check that right here real quick, Oakland at home, which if he does that good, man, that he can set his sales high. And then he's playing Chicago, which I'm not worried about at all. Chicago, they're a kind of a middle of the pack team.
Yeah,
They,
they're
they got
okay.
they got some nice bats, but I feel like you can shut them down real quick. They're one of the teams that I feel like when I see no hitters, they're one of the teams to get no hitted more than anybody. So I'm not too worried about them. I think Grayson Rodriguez has a great week next week, and I think he might be one of those guys you might want to pick up real quick if he's not still on waivers, which I think he's only owned in around 60% of leagues. It's kind of on the higher side, but overall not too bad. You can still grab him because he just got called up yesterday. So those are my three burners for the week who will get you some points. And I think we were going to go with a double start that we think's going to just stay away from, that might for you. And we were both in agreement that we think, who was it?
Corey,
Corey Kluber? Corey
yeah.
Kluber, yeah, for Boston. This guy has done nothing anytime soon. He isn't going to do anything anytime soon. He hasn't done anything for the past year. We both think he's going to destroy your lineup, give you. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy goes in the negative. So that's how I feel about it. I'm going to let you do a little bit about it too. But
Let,
yeah, this is one we're both actually in agreement in for the week.
let me give you the stats on the last couple of games, man. He's 0-1 with a 13.5 ERA. He's only pitched 3.1 innings, 4 walks, and 4 Ks, man. That just tells you enough right now. I'll tell you right now, I drafted this guy. I dumped him right away just because I was watching how he was pitching, and it was just horrible, man. He had nothing. This guy, I mean, he's an older pitcher. Yeah, I get it, but the command, if you're going to be an older pitcher in this league and you don't have the velocity on that pitch, you got to make sure you're targeting those corners, and you got to have the control. This guy does not have the control. It doesn't look like the same Corey Kluber of old. Yeah, it's a stay away, man. I know you see the name, everybody sees the name, but we got that's not a pick for us. We both agreed on that one. But I
Yeah,
want to
I
take
feel
one.
like
I want to take one step back real quick. And are we drinking the Kool Aid too early on these Baltimore players? Are you sure?
I'm still not. I'm still not on them, but like I said, there's a few names. Like we're big on a couple of their bats, and Rodriguez, if he steps it up, we might be on the wagon before the hits. You never know.
Yeah, man. Baltimore is one of those teams that's just a lot of young talent, and if they could just put it together, I think their biggest problem was pitching. And if they can fix that, I know I think they got guys out there that can score some runs and hit some homers. But pitching, if you can't pitch and you're giving up 15, 10 runs, you're never going to be in the ball game.
Yeah,
So if they can get that pitching together, it's not too bad. I also had a sleeper pick I wanted to talk about. Ronzi Carreras, pitcher out of Pittsburgh. I don't like his first start going against Framber Valdez in Houston, or actually it's in Pittsburgh. But I feel like this guy's pitching well enough. I mean, anytime you got great pitching, what I mean, I'll take great pitching any time of the week against any hitter. When this guy's right now, I've seen the 2 games he's pitched. He's been pretty lights out and on how he's targeting the baseball. He's hitting his corners. Velocity's there. If you look at his stats last season, he was good. I I like it just because of the fact that the double start he's pitching at St. Louis against Steven Matz. Steven Matz, I was I was a little high on him going into the season, but he's the pitcher that you kind of want to wait and see until you make the move on him. I know he's only had one start, but until Steven Matz can prove from that outing where he got rocked, then I'm not really sold on him. So I'd rather take Contreras over him. He's my sleeper pick. I'm not saying go out there and take him. I'm just saying he's a guy to take a look at. If you got an extra spot and you feel like you can test the waters a little bit, or you want to take that chance, I think this guy's a pretty good pickup. How you on Contreras?
I love him. I got him in majority of my leagues, and I think he's young. He has a lot to prove, and yeah, like he said, him going up against Framber, I love that because that'll let him just show what he got. You know, I mean, that's one of the biggest stages against the champs and one of the best pitchers. So I mean, if he can go out there and give you some solid innings, that just boosts his morale, and it's all up from there.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he has to dominate this. I'm like, if he comes out of there with like a 15 points or 15, like it's just an average.
Definitely.
I'll take that as a win. He's pitching for the Pirates. I don't. If we talk about the Pirates, bats. I don't really know too many right now that going into this season.
Yeah.
So, but he's been keeping those. He's been keeping the score pretty low whenever he's on the mound, and he's been doing a good job. And one guy I would actually just take a sleeper look at, hit that scout on him, and see how he does. After that, I did have Jose Suarez as a stay away double start for me. I don't like how he's been pitching the last couple of games. I'll give you his stats. He's 0-1 with a 12.46 ERA. He's only pitched 4.1 innings, and he's only got 4 Ks. He hasn't walked anybody, but he was one of the guys coming out of the Cactus League. Everybody was high on him coming out. Oh, he's been pitching great. He's fantastic. His stuff looks electric. But his first game back in regular season, he just got shelled and rocked and whatever you want to call it. So another wait and see. I know we say that a lot, but that's what you have to do with pitchers until they can find their groove.
Almost definitely, yeah. If they're in a little rhythm, ride the wave. If they're not looking too good, you kind of just gotta wait it out. Maybe even give them that cut. But yeah, then pitchers are weird, man. They can give you 3, 4 straight starts of brilliance, and then they can just go on a 3 game dud. So you kind of got to ride the wave, like you said.
Yeah, man. So if you're looking for double star help, those are available. If you have anybody in mind, or you're thinking about anybody that we didn't talk about, go ahead and just drop us a line and let us know, and me and Ant will give you our intake on what you're thinking about, and and we'll dissect it as much as we can. Maybe not on the show, maybe off. Well, we can get with you though.
Yeah, man. Let us know. Like you said, any questions you got, you can shoot us comments. Shoot us anything into the comments bar below for our cast on Sundays at noon. And yeah, I mean, if you got any questions, man, you can shoot us individual messages or anything like that. We can shoot our information over to you guys, and we have no problem hitting you guys up and hitting you guys back at a timely manner, so we can answer those for you. You got anything else for us, man?
I'm all good, Ant.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty good too. This is a quick little segment for you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and take off. But you can follow us anytime at TIYF Pod on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, and also you can follow us at TIYF Pod on Twitch TV. Follow us on all of them if you can. But I know that not all of those are for everybody, but yeah, if you could give us a shootout on all those, let us know. And you can also follow us on Apple Podcasts or any stations you stream. We're pretty much out there everywhere, so we're trying to get our name out there. And yeah, just give us a love, give us a likes, give us a comments, and we'll get back to you.
All right, man. Well, let's go Oakland.
Nah, come on, man. Only team in the Bay, the Giants. But hey, I'm not feeling too good about either one of us. But hey, we'll see.
All right, everybody. You guys have a good rest of your day.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.